What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, that's where we talk about the news topics that happened in the scale world of RC over the past week. If you enjoy the Scale News Update, hit the like button and let's jump into this week's topics. First for this week, new from MST, they're teasing a van-bodied four-wheel drive RC. Now, last year we saw the Proline Rock Van come out. And it was fun to think about, but the body turned out to be a little big and kind of difficult to work with. This one, however, it looks like MST is putting this on their small tire, short wheelbase CMX chassis. Now, at this point, it looks like the wheelbase is going to be sub 300 millimeters, just over 200 millimeters wide, and it's modeled after one of the Mitsubishi four-wheel drive vans, and it's modeled after one of the four-wheel drive Mitsubishi vans that I believe was offered overseas, only I don't think we ever saw one like that available in the United States. Now, MST is known for putting out these teasers long before these become actual hard part realities. So if I was to guess, I bet we do not see this for another 4 months or so, as far as like actually being able to own one. This is one that, even though I've owned the CMX platform in the past and wasn't wild about it, probably gonna have to pick one of these up because this is just a cool looking platform with an oddball fun body on it. This seems like it'd be one of those fun little builds to dive into. But of course, once they do become available, I will make sure to update it in one of the following Scale News updates. Next, for you no prep racers, Exotech has released an alloy gearbox for the DR10. This will also fit DB10s because it's the same thing. But if you're looking to upgrade the stock plastic case that comes in that vehicle, here's an option for a quality aluminum case. Exotech parts usually machined pretty well. You have a little bit of confidence in the part that you're going to get. So with that, if you're interested in this, looks like these will be coming soon. Check them out on their website. I'll link to them in the description below. For those of you who are fans of the Hobbywing Axe system, specifically the R2, the motor and ESCs are now available separately and actually in stock. The combos came out towards the end of 2020, and if you wanted anything other than the combos, it could be hard to find those available separately also. But those are available now, anywhere from 1400 kV to 3300 kV on the motors. So if you'd like to change it up, test something different, you can go check the link in the description below for where those motors are available. A few weeks back, we talked about the JD models JD168 that was being teased. There wasn't very many photos, there was hardly any information at all, and we just kind of got a peek at what a future product was coming. Now, this JD model is definitely designed after a Jeep, and taking RC four-wheel drive's lead, they put a square over the grille. However, in their photos, you can actually see straight through that square to the 7-slot grille that lies underneath. Now, the chassis on this is a very realistic style, very reminiscent of some of like the capo designs, really. This thing uses a ton of servos. I think it says that it needs 6 servos to run all of the different options inside of the vehicle. It is a hard body. It's got aluminum fender flares. It's got an opening hood and all of the doors and rear hatch open. Also, the drivetrain under this thing looks very scale. It is extremely heavy though, at 6 kilograms, which is just over 13 pounds. And that does not appear to be in running fashion. That appears to be basically just the model. And this is a standard size, 313 millimeter, 12.3 inch wheelbase vehicle. So dense would be a good way to put it. Now, also a price for this was seen for the first time on one of the Chinese websites, Taboo or Tabao, however you're supposed to say it. And it is 17,800 Chinese yuan, which comes out to be 2,710 US dollars for this model. And of course, the conversion rate from USD to CNY fluctuates daily. Also, add in shipping, things like that, you could be real close to $3,000 for this vehicle. Now, you do still have to provide your own electronics for this, including all 6 servos, your radio gear, battery, everything like that. It does include a light kit with it though, it says. All of those servos are controlling the multi-speed transmission, which it looks like it says that this is a 4-speed transmission, if I'm reading the very difficult to understand description right. It has locking and unlocking differentials, And it appears that it also has a detachable sway bar setup, something like a full-size Jeep Rubicon has. Again, I can't 100% confirm that because the translation on the website, not that great. But if you want to try and go decipher it yourself, I'll link to where you can find that information as well as the price and photos and things that I've already collected in the description below so you can get all of the details. Now the model actually comes in the silver color. The orange color that you're seeing in the photos is a painted model. If you look closely in the photos, you'll also see that there's two different tread patterns on the tires. It says that you get a choice between the two. By the time you're done with this entire model, I have to imagine that it's gonna be close to 15 pounds and you're likely gonna have maybe close to $4,000 in it with all of your electronics, because I imagine if you're buying this model, you're not gonna put in $10 Amazon servos. So could be quite an investment that you're gonna have in this little JD168. Next, for those of you looking for another set of 4.19 tiny tires, OT6 Racing is teasing a new KLR-M. This is a small version of their much more aggressive 1.9 KLR-M. There hasn't been any information yet released as far as price, timeline, availability. So if you're thinking about a new 4.19 tire, here's a good one. As far as availability goes though, don't hold your breath. This week, Kyosho released a new 1967 GTO body on their popular Phaser platform. Kyosho has a full line of these Phaser-based cars with muscle car bodies on top. They also recently released the El Camino body version. The bodies that they put on these, highly detailed, they look great, the proportions are right, they've got a matching wheel and tire that looks proper as well, and just overall, these are a super fun car to have around. If you're looking for a scale on-road car, these are a great option at a low price. But speaking of Kyosho, also this week, there was an announcement that Kyosho has been purchased. Now, the previous owner of Kyosho has only owned it since April of 2018. We discussed it on the Scale News back then when Shinsei Bank purchased Kyosho or took control. Not 100% sure exactly how that happened. They may have been in a financial issue where the bank took them over and now the bank has sold them to these new owners. The new owner is Suruga-ya, or something relatively close to that. And this company appears to make a lot of like anime figurines. Maybe some of you are familiar with them already. Maybe some of you aren't. With a change of ownership like this at this level, I wouldn't necessarily expect to see much of a change to the outward presentation of Kyosho. I wouldn't expect to see a big change in their product line or anything like that. I think that this is just going to be a difference in the backing of the company itself. Or maybe I'm wrong and we're going to start seeing some interesting driver figures included with all of their new models. Next, there was a post this week from Holmes Hobbies, and it was announcing that there was going to have to be a price adjustment done across the entire line of Holmes Hobbies product. Now, this is due to several things that were all noted in the actual post from Holmes Hobbies, but the strength of the US dollar, the amount of material costs rising over time, finally coming to the point where a price adjustment is having to be made. We've seen this done by Red Cat just not too long ago, and Holmes, the next company that I've actually noticed having to do it. There's probably others, and I think that it's going to be a trend that we continue to see from company to company. Holmes did mention though that the price adjustment was going to happen this coming Friday. So if you were thinking about picking up some Holmes and you wanted to save yourself effectively 10% or so, might be the time to jump over to the website and pick some products up. Make sure and come check out the live streams this week as well. Wednesday, live stream takeover with Matt from the Scale Builders Guild and myself, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as 6 p.m. on Friday for Friday Night Live, where we'll be building something else new again. Not sure exactly what this week is going to be yet. Or if the 6 p.m. Pacific time slot just doesn't really work out that well for you, my Sunday live stream is at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that may fall into a more convenient time for you depending on where you live. Thanks to any of you who join those or watch them after the fact. It's always fun to wrench on something, talk about RC, or just answer a bunch of questions. For this week's question, what has been your favorite RC related activity over the last year or so? The last year has been different for a lot of us than the year previous. Has working on your RC been the thing that's been the most fun for you, or is taking a basher out or hitting a trail with your trail rig, or has it been flying or drag racing, or what actually has been your biggest outlet with RC over the last year? Love to hear your guys' answers. Always enjoy reading those every week. But with that, that's going to do it for this week's Scale News Update. If you enjoy the Scale News Update, hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not already, and hit the notification bell so you see the updates as soon as they get posted. As always, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.